So I want to talk about something that might surprise some of you guys or like be unexpected. Just based on the fact that most of the time I'm giving you guys NPTE advice and telling you guys how to study for the exam and prep for the exam. But a little backstory on me. I actually majored in Spanish and then minored in Portuguese. So that was my background academically. I speak Spanish fluently. I will do entire treatment sessions all in Spanish. My Portuguese is good enough to, hold conversations with people, but this is something that I feel like has helped me with helping you guys study though, because I can kind of empathize with how it feels to be dropped somewhere and trying to understand what's going on in like a medical setting, because learning medical terminology when it was Spanish medical terminology was pretty difficult, because I'd just be like, I'm trying to say this thing and I don't know the words, and this person's speaking really fast and I just can't get to the point where I'm understanding this. So like when I was studying abroad, like that was pretty difficult for me to try to like translate in my mind, but also try to understand what's going on. When I was taking tests, like I'd have to like think about what's going on, take like 2 or 3 extra steps, and then I'd miss what someone was saying. And it was just harder when I was trying to learn new topics of like my physical therapy baseline of when I took my first physical therapy related class was in Costa Rica entirely in Spanish. With that being said, I can kind of empathize and understand a little bit to the point for those of you who English is not your first language and you're trying to learn not only like a whole new language of information and understand it that's not like your native language, but also understanding, oh my gosh, like there's the medical language now too on top of that. And I'm like, it's a whole different story. And I can understand how, those words, like you think you understand what's going on, but then you don't, and it's like throwing you off, and it feels like it takes extra time to understand these sort of things. So you're like, am I dumb? Like, do I need to go request accommodations? Like, do I not understand this? It's like, no, this is just, it's a new language on top of another language. So my whole thing with this is just, if you find yourself as you're somebody who English is not your first language and you're really struggling with a lot of this medical terminology and, things that are going on within this like physical therapy realm, and like understand the pathologies and what's happening because it's another language on top of it, you are not dumb. This is just, you're learning a new language. Thinking of it that way, even though it's still English, like it's a new language. So give yourself grace. Don't beat yourself up about this, because I found myself like having a panic attack as I'm trying to take this lady's blood pressure, and she's just like, do you need to take your blood pressure? As I'm trying to like tell her, I'm like, how do I explain like why I'm taking her blood pressure? It's because we're worried about her diabetes. Like, how do I explain the diabetes process of like sugar in a different language? Like, it's a whole different thing, and it can be frustrating. But my, advice to you guys is don't beat yourself up about it. You got this. Take a few steps back and realize, I am smart enough and I'm worthy enough to be here. These are just some new terms that I have to learn and understand, and seeing it in context helps too. Watching a video of a medical professional talking about the information. I would listen to podcasts of people talking about this information in Spanish to help me understand better. I listened to like three whole seasons of this like neurology podcast that talked about Parkinson's, and I learned all about like the different medications in Spanish and like all of that sort of thing. So don't beat yourself up, guys. Give yourself some more time. It's going to be okay. It's all going to come together. The important thing, though, is that, your patients care about you. They want you to be able to be there to help you. And that's pretty much the biggest thing. You guys are going to be successful in whatever you guys decide to do, whatever area you guys want to go into. And really at the end of the day, the patients just care that you're, listening to them and taking into consideration what they're saying, because a lot of healthcare providers blow people off. So you got this.